Hey guys, welcome back. So we're finally trying the Mango Milkshake IPA. This has been in the keg for about a month. I have sampled this, but there was a lot of yeast in suspension, so it was a little over bitter, and I wanted the hops to mellow out as well. I think it may have been a little over dry hopped, so you know, if your beer's too hoppy, you can just let it sit and it'll go, whatever.
I've been excited about this since she was talking about it like 3-4 months ago. So this is a happy day for me because I have not tried this yet, so she's finally letting me try it. I know she's a much harsher critic on her own stuff, so if she's ready, I'm real ready.
Ooh, look at that head.
Ooh, that's pretty.
You know, I think it got a little oxidized, but it's still pretty mango-y colored.
Marigold.
Marigold, yeah.
It does look a little cloudy.
It's supposed to be. It's milkshake.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It looks right.
It does look great.
It looks like a pie.
Look, it looks like meringue on top.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Thick.
That's exactly what I mean. There's no settling. Like, it doesn't need to. It's you know, poured really pretty.
I think it finally leveled out.
Did you make magic?
I may have. But don't quote me on that. Okay, so it's a mango milkshake, so it actually looks like a mango milkshake. Have you seen those Dove commercials where they have, like, the mango mousse body butter or whatever? It literally looks like ice cream, and every time I see that, I'm just like, I need to eat that.
Don't eat that.
I know, that's what Reed always says. He's like, you can't eat that, stop trying.
That's like a Tide Pod challenge waiting to happen. Okay. So
the only hop in this is Mosaic.
But it's really prevalent in a not bad way. Like, it does not, so sometimes with mango IPAs and, like really tropical IPAs, they can be overpowering and they can smell like, sunscreen.
Yeah.
This smells like beer. It smells like hop. So
yeah, it smells like straight Mosaic with, like, a touch of mango. But Mosaic's pretty mango-y as it is, so I think it's just gonna complement it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward. Like, again, sometimes when I've smelled some of, like, the mango, pineapple, whatever, they really do smell like banana boat. Yeah. Okay, I'm really excited to taste this one.
The head is like a very light cream color. You can drink it. Go ahead. Obviously super opaque, which is what we were going for with all the flaked adjuncts.
Oh, there's layers.
It's still pretty bitter.
Mm-hmm. But there's like a...
It's not that
parts
bitter.
Of my palate.
Yeah. It's bitter on the front, but then mellows out and, like, is kind of fruity on the end.
I'm enjoying the fact that this is not one note.
Yeah. You know, there's a vanilla in this, but I was, like, so concerned about making it overly vanilla, I would almost add more.
So this is interesting for me because if you blind tasted me on this, I would have been so confused. Because it hits fruity in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Super fruity in the middle.
Citrus up front.
And then the flavor drops.
There's like a bitter moment, and then when you exhale, it's
like fruit punch.
It's really interesting. I would not have placed this as a milkshake. It's not super creamy, but it does have a nice mouthfeel.
It feels like it dried out. I'm wondering if the mango, because it was like mango puree, if it dried it out a bit. But also, I used the White Labs Coastal Haze yeast. Oh, also, by the way, this is 10%.
Oh, thanks for the warning.
Sorry. I know I just fed you a 9.7.
People usually ask, like, how many of you guys had before?
This is, like, one of the first times we've actually done a review beforehand. We did the Imperial Red earlier, which you guys will probably see after this video. But,
yeah, normally the answer is, like, no, I'm just an asshole in general. She might have fed me a couple of 10%ers already.
It was unintentional. We're just trying to be efficient here.
And there was a rainbow!
We saw... Okay, guys, it rained for the first time in 6 months.
It's a really big deal. And a double freaking rainbow.
We got a double rainbow.
Double rainbow.
We're super stoked about it.
It really is emotional. It was really cathartic. Nothing like a double rainbow and a 10% beer.
I know. And when you live in LA, the entire summer... There's no rain, and the sky feels really low because there's smog. It's, like, dusty and gross.
And the fires have been really bad.
And the fires have been terrible, and the first rain clears everything out of the sky. The sky feels 1,000 feet taller right now, and it's just filled with beautiful clouds. And
I literally danced in the rain. It was awesome.
It's like something I never experienced until I lived in LA, to like, it kind of signifies that fall is starting, and it's just such a beautiful feeling. It feels so healthy and clean outside. It's insane. Anyway, I digress. Back to beer.
It is like a crisp saison.
I would call it a crisp cider. That's what it reminds me of, because
a dry
nice
apple cider.
Dry cider.
I agree. I concur. And as the sun goes down, it will turn into an Irish stout.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I could go for
it. If it rains again, though, it'll be more like a barrel-aged sour.
I don't get down with barrel-aged sours. They're too much.
So is a really stormy night.
I guess so. Or like a Black is Beautiful. I would drink a Black is Beautiful
or
on a
whiskey.
Night. Yep.
Anyway.
That's my go-to on rainy nights.
That's my go-to on night.
That's, yeah. Bullet LaCroix, because I'm basic as
To be fair, I'm actually more... I drink whiskey with you, but I am normally a tequila girl.
I know.
Anyway, we digress. This is a surprise to me. I think I expected something different.
Mm-hmm.
This is incredibly drinkable. Yeah, no, this really surprises me. I think I expected... I like milkshake IPAs. I find them very tasty. However, for me personally, I can usually only drink a little bit. This, on the IPA scale, I could drink a lot more.
It's drier, I think.
Maybe.
But I really enjoy, like, that middle part. If I were to order this at a bar, whenever I order a milkshake at a bar, I'm a little apprehensive because I'm like, oh, it's going to be, like, super vanilla-y or super, super sweet. And I added another ½ pound of lactose to this in the dry hop after I tasted it the first time. So I strongly suggest doing that if you're going to make this beer. And maybe drop the dry hop by an ounce. But it's not overtly sweet at all.
No, it feels good.
I think it's really well balanced.
Especially as a 10% beer, like, you can get in trouble. We've talked about this before. For me personally, with really intense IPAs, I can't drink a lot of them.
It doesn't taste very boozy either, which is nice.
But it's still a ton of flavor that I would sip rather than drink quickly. This would be a burger beer.
Oh, totally.
Like red meat.
Yeah. Like a greasy, stout truffle shuffle that I've been craving for 6 months because we've been in quarantine and I can't go eat in a restaurant.
By the way, I will go ahead and say this out loud. I have found my favorite burger in LA so far is stout.
They're mine too.
However, also, do you know the secret of the truffle shuffle?
No, what?
If you go in and do the truffle shuffle,
they'll give me a burger for free?
Supposedly they give you a burger.
I don't know if I want to do that.
No, but he can.
I always get the truffle shuffle and loaded tots.
And tons of respect for their beer program.
Yeah.
They've got great beer on.
You know those guys are the same ones who opened Brews Brothers, right?
Yes.
They're great.
I actually have still not been to Brews Brothers.
Oh, I love that place.
Well, they opened right before COVID.
Yeah. Nah, they opened significant time before COVID.
Yeah, well, some of us, when you work in bars, you don't get to go to bars.
But yeah, they have a great Belgian program.
Specifically Belgian?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, both at Stout and at Brews Brothers.
I've had the opportunity to meet the owners of Stout, and I knew that they were big Belgian fans, but they do a really good job of acknowledging that their personal preferences aren't everybody's.
Yeah.
Their beer program is so balanced, and they get access to a ton of shit, and they're like, because they're good people, like, the beer community, like, if you're a dick, it don't work for you. Like, that's not how this world works, you know? Like, the snooty certain industries that exist within the spirits world.
Yeah.
Or,
that's why I like the beer industry, because it is so open and, like, friendly.
Hopefully more so. I mean, you and I have talked recently, specifically, about women in particular not always feeling that way. So if it's more in that world,
I mean, I've always, like, compared to the art world, which is where I come from, I always felt so much more at home in the beer world just because people are just more open and, like, it's not like, oh, you don't know something, so, like, you're a lower class than I am. It's more like, oh, you don't know something? Here, I'll tell you all about it because I'm obsessed with it.
This is such an interesting conversation also because the day we're recording this is also National Learn to Brew Day.
Yeah.
So
we're getting like 3 stones shot out at once. We did a live stream. Imperial
so
Red,
many birds,
milkshake.
so many stones. It's really great. But it was really cool because talking to the people that we talked to during that live stream and seeing the comments, what you just said in terms of like people really are enthusiastic to help.
Oh yeah.
I think that's really cheesy and great.
I mean, honestly, I like to teach people how to brew because I like to have things in common with people, and I can talk about beer all day long, as you guys have probably noticed, considering I post 2 videos a week about beer every week.
Well, and even more than that, the exciting thing is it's like cooking, it's like baking, it's like that there's not a the competition is bullshit because ultimately it's your own taste. Like, you get to do things different than other people. So, like, if you teach somebody else to brew and they end up doing something totally different, just because they you're not, the competition world is bullshit. Like,
but also,
this is about sharing and learning and getting better.
And also, if you think about, like, beer is a consumable. So it's not like, we're in competition because, like, only one person will buy one thing. It's like, someone's going to go to every freaking brewery in their hometown.
It is a competition.
Shut up.
No, but I do think it's interesting that the beauty of this skill and this community is it's like baking, it's like cooking. Everybody has their favorite thing. So when you taste somebody else's, if you like it more than yours, then you learn. If you like it less, then you get to pat yourself on the back.
And you get to learn what you don't like.
And you get to drink beer.
Yeah. I mean, beer tastes are, like, so evolving, too. Like, if you taste something that you don't like, and then you try it again in 2 years, you might love it. Like, I didn't used to like lagers. 100%. And when I started drinking, I hated IPAs. Like, okay, I have a friend who works at Funkworks, and she has been and always will be one of my besties, and we used to go to Beer Fest together, and our shtick was I liked dark beers, and she liked IPAs, so we would go to each booth, each get one of everything, and then I would give her my IPAs, and she would give me her stouts.
It works, but, like, the beauty of your growth and your palate and your education is you've allowed yourself to still have favorites, but appreciate the differences.
And, like, the thing is, if you don't try a bunch of stuff, you're not going to know what you like.
The value of knowing what you don't like is almost as important of knowing what you do like.
Yeah. You know, when I made my Kentucky Common and my Australian Sparkling Ale, I had never tried either of those beers. I was like, screw it, I'm going to try it. They sound good. They sound like something I would like. And now they're 2 of my favorites. And, like, if I would have just taken a chance and made it, then I would have never known. Like, I wouldn't have probably gone to a grocery store and bought a Cooper's. So I was just like, screw it, I'm going to make it. And they're great beers.
And you being comfortable talking about when it works and when it doesn't is going to make that next person that makes your favorite beer be comfortable enough to brew it. And, like, you love drinking other people's beers. So, like, when somebody else brews that magic beer that you fall in love with, it might be because you inspired them to do that. So it might be because you inspired her to do it.
Yeah.
Keep inspiring brewing.
I'm going to make a rye IPA, and I've never made one, but I love that style. Next week.
Is this the one that you're going to let me do?
Yeah, you should help.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, we talked about this fairly recently. Are you willing to let me do it?
If you want me to be a dictator, sure.
Yes. I want you to be a dictator, but I want it to be in my hands.
Okay. I'll let you do it.
I've been terrified about actual brewing, and I don't know why. And again, these are previous conversations, but the fear that comes with this is wrong. And I know that, but in my head, I still feel like this is something I can't do. So she and I have talked about, like, okay, I'm a doer. I learn by doing.
Yeah, so am I.
So if you are willing to direct me, I'm really curious to see what I can learn.
You'll learn a lot.
I'm excited.
There's a lot of, like, I always forget, like, how many different things I do.
Chemistry.
When, like, brewing a beer, but if you guys haven't seen, I posted, like, a, like, really, like, rudimentary how to start brewing, video with an extract batch. And it was 40 minutes long because there's so much information that you can have, but you don't really need it. But it's helpful. So,
it's all the stuff you wish you knew before, probably. Right?
It is. And when I started, I, like, seriously just, like, got a checklist kind of situation. Like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And I used it for many, many, many batches before I was comfortable enough and I knew exactly what I was doing.
You had to get comfortable failing also before you were...
I've made so many shit beers. So many.
Which then resulted in you making awesome beers.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a few of my first ones I got really lucky in, but they were all fruited beers, so, you know, masks some stuff.
Math.
Anyway. But yeah,
I don't know about all that. I think you're cutting yourself short. I think the reason that you ended up being successful in the beginning was because you took your time and you did your research. You listened to other people. You read shit.
I don't have it in here. It's outside.
But hearing you talk about this in the communities that you've been a part of, the reason you are so passionate about contributing is because you leaned on that community when you were learning. So,
Totally.
I think that's how this community is growing. I think that's why you didn't get lucky. You took your time to do it right. So, now that you did it right in the beginning, you were able to do it wrong, to learn from it afterwards without feeling like that was a loss. It was still a gain. It was still an education.
I mean, it was never a loss. We don't really dump beer around here. It gets drank one way or another.
Yes.
I do still have a blueberry sour that we should actually try eventually. It's from 3 years ago. It's got a little DMS slickness to it, but other than that, it was fine.
I'll let you explain that when we do a video on trying that, because I don't know what that means. Don't do that right now.
Okay.
I'll forget. This is my 4th beer.
Okay.
I won't remember.
Well, I think that's about it. This beer turned out great. I would recommend adding half a pound more lactose than I put in the original video. I would also recommend cutting down the dry hop by a little bit. If you like a sweeter milkshake. If you want a more hoppy milkshake, it tastes fine, but it doesn't fully taste like a milkshake. You could also add a little more vanilla. You don't pick up any of the vanilla in this at all.
And the mango's pretty mellow.
The mango's very mellow. It basically fermented out. It just turned into sugar, it seems like. But the Mosaic kind of gives it a mango vibe.
Yeah, I know. It's still got the, tropicale situation.
I really like the body of it.
It feels
so
good.
Thick.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Very sippable. I wouldn't want to drink this fast, but I want to keep sipping it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep doing it, okay?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to call this one a success.
A what?
I'm going to call this one a success.
I'm going to call it a success.
Shut up. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I've got a Patreon going up here if you guys want to get ad-free videos, merch, happy hour, early videos, and a shout-out. You can go ahead and join, and thanks so much for watching. Happy brewing. Oh, and drink half the keg. I want to thank my newest patrons, Michael Eade and Jonathan Ford. Thanks so much for your support. How's my hair?
Still perfect.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, the back doesn't matter.
Yeah, but no, it was curled around your neck. So I'm just pulling it straight down. You're fine.
My rat tail. The best part doesn't sound like a fart.
I know, it was my phone, I swear. Excuse me.